And so at this time, John Champion will talk with you. This is one of our health educators and administrators at Uchee Pines. John Champion.
Thank you. There's something that happens around here and around, I guess, all parts of the country. There's a little, in the fall and in the winter, people start getting the flu. The bug comes by. They find that their throat starts to bother them, and next thing they know, the glands are swollen on the side. They're running a temperature, and they're in the full swing of it. Well, I've had the same problem, and I'm sure you've had it too. And they get shots for flu and different things like that. Then I got to thinking one day. I said, well, God has a solution to everything. We may be among those who have a virus or a flu, and some people get it and some people don't. Well, I used to get it quite often. But for the last 5 years, I haven't had a virus. Those around me in the office with me, where I work, they've had the virus, and I haven't had the virus. I've had the beginning of the virus, though. But at the first symptom, something interesting began to happen. I reasoned that lemon, I've never seen a worm in a lemon, have you? Lemon is a natural antibiotic. And I said, well, perhaps also it could deal with the virus very effectively. So I thought maybe not so much in taking lemonade, but perhaps if lemon juice was in the area where the viral infection was just beginning, maybe it would take care of it. And so this is what I did. The next time I had the first sign, and of course I've come to recognize those signs, a little feeling in the back of your throat, it's a little bit raw, and you know what I'm talking about. You've had that too. And so I took the lemon juice, and I took it up, and I rinsed my mouth to get the area nice and lemony, and then held it in the back of my mouth. I said, well, let's give it a good try. Let me see if I can hold it back there for about 20 minutes to a half an hour. It's a little reflex back there that makes you want to swallow. But I held it anyway, and when a little bit went back and a little bit more swallowed, I just took another little sip, so that I kept the surface of my mouth all lemony for about a half an hour. After that time, I got up and I noticed that it was a difference, slight difference. And within 45 minutes to an hour, the sensation that had begun was finished. My flu was averted. And I said, well, maybe it's just a quirk. So the next time, it came around again, another flu. I don't know what flu it was, what number it was. But I did the same thing. I took the lemon juice at the first sign, and I held it in the back of my mouth, swished it around my mouth. I lay down so that it stayed in the back, make sure that it stayed there. And I found that I was getting a little better with that swallowing reflex. I could hold it a little bit longer, and for a half hour. And I found that it was gone. I didn't get the flu. And it's been over 5 years now, and I haven't had the flu. I've had the first symptoms of the flu, but I haven't had a flu or a cold in over 5 years. And I'd like to show you now with Melissa just how that is done. Melissa's coming up. And she's going to take a little swallow of it and then rinse it around in her mouth, and then she's going to lay down so that it stays in the back. She's doing very well. So that it stays at the back of the mouth, and try not to swallow. And she just relaxes and rests. I find that doing that the first thing in the morning, even before I go to work, or at night, or whenever it is practical. And it doesn't take very long. You can do it on your lunch hour. Whenever you feel that bug coming on, you can go ahead and have that simple treatment. It's a blessing, and it is very, very cheap. Now you can use lemon juice here, or you can use what is right here on the lemon or a lime. And you do exactly the same thing, whether it's a lemon or a lime, you do exactly the same thing. Listen. Thank you. This is a natural treatment that the Lord has provided for us. And at UT Pines, I've shared this with others, and even one of the physicians there, and they have tried it, and they've shared it with others. And I'd like you to try it. The next time you feel the first sign of the flu coming on, that sensation in the back of your throat that you know what it leads to, try some lemon juice. Take it, swish it around in your mouth, hold it in the back of the mouth, lie down for 20 minutes to a half hour. And then when you get up, rinse your mouth real well, because the lemon juice has a lot of acid and it etches your teeth. So rinse your mouth 2 or 3 times after you get up, and you'll find that with the blessing of the Lord, there are 2 more things that would be helpful also. One is, don't take any sweets for that day. Be sure you take nothing that has extra sugar in it. And the second thing is, drink plenty of water. And I believe God will bless you, even as He has blessed me.
I'm sure that He will. And you know, it's such a simple treatment, and of course it has vitamin C in it and a number of other nice nutrients that it certainly will do you no harm. And an interesting thing about this treatment is what John Champion was telling you, and that is that you take it with the very first sign that you've got the problem. And that's a rule of treatment. The sooner you begin treating it, the greater the likelihood that you have for success. So at the very sign of a symptom, consider that to be a signal from heaven telling you that tissue is about to be injured, and then you can institute your treatment at that time.